Never stop improving. Be inspired by our incredible black and white interviews with the best of the best in the business. Only available inside of the Josh Phegan membership. Hi there and welcome to this month's Growth, Leadership and Management Tip. Your job as a leader is to inspire people with vision about what they're going to go and create. But what I know is that every single person in the business, they're looking for you for vision, not only about the business, but also sometimes for them. And this is where a growth plan really comes in. Because in being a phenomenal principal, being a great leader, you want to be able to tell them exactly what levers to pull in order to be able to hit that level of success. Now, we know that in any real estate agent's toolkit, there's only 3 things that you can go after. The first thing is average sale price. What's the forecast for what's going to be happening in average sale prices across the country? Well, it's pretty much in a position that it's a slow burn recovery. So a slow increase over a longer period of time. The next one after that is then think about average fee. What's actually happened to average fees over the course of the last 5 years? My view, probably gone down around 20%. So what can we do to actually get a better fee? Then in addition to that, what can we do to the volume of transactions? How can we get more transactions happening in a more consistent basis? Now, the reason why this is critically important is that what we have seen is volumes have come off by 25% in some markets. We've seen fees come down by 20%. And then also in addition to that, we've been in a position that if you go and have a look at the actual average sale price, maybe that's declined by 15% as well. So what a great principal does is that they look at those particular numbers and then they then advise the salesperson on what to do next. Maybe it's about the skill set to be able to get better fees, emerging into a new marketplace with a slightly higher average sale price, and or in addition to that, looking at how they can crank the volume by really working on the pipeline of not only buyers, but most importantly on the sellers. Once you've got all of those key numbers and you've worked out what people should be doing, the next key thing is to then go and have a look at the key lead sources. Now we know there's 6 major lead sources in the country, anything from buyer work to past clients, right the way through to landlords, having a look at as well about what you're doing in the community, the social proof around an actual transaction, and how you go to build that. Now if you've got those 6 components, then what you want to think about is, okay, great, so what are the major lead sources? Now when I go into a business and I do a growth plan for someone, what I identify very, very quickly is that often they only have 1 or 2 of those lead sources really working. So maybe, for example, it's buyer work, and maybe in addition to that, it might be some of their personal network. And the challenge with that is that they haven't yet opened up past clients, and yet they've maybe got 200, 300 or 400 past clients that they haven't done anything with. And so this is about being very clear about putting a strategy in place, getting some measurement around it, and then adjusting if we're not getting the result that we need. Now, once we've done all of those things and we start to get ourselves in order, then we start saying, okay, great, so what are the next steps for us? And those next steps are really basic things about what's actually working well in the business and where are the areas that we can improve, the even better ifs. And once we start to get that clear, then what we then do is we just go and establish some initiatives. What are the 1, 2, 3, 4 things that if they just did would rapidly change things for them? And that might be a commitment to 45-minute call sessions, driving the number of appointments, doing more measurement around the total number of appointments that they've been booking in. Maybe it's also the conversation about turning up to training and really engaging. And what you just do is you say, okay, great, I'm just going to put your name here and I'm just going to go plus, dot, minus on each of these. Plus means you're doing really well at it. Dot means it's so-so. Minus means you know where.com. So you say, okay, great. If you have a look at 45-minute call sessions, you're a dot on that. Driving up your appointment numbers, you're a minus. In a position about engagement inside of the training session, oh, you're a plus on that. Okay, great. And so you take those things and you say, so what would it look like if we could get you to pluses in each of those areas? And now what are the specific tools that we're going to go and put in play that if we did would rapidly change things for you? And that's ultimately what the growth plan is, because now you can come back in and you can check in every month to say, okay, what's actually happened to your average sale price, your volume and your fees? How are you going about these initiatives that we've set? How are you going and getting the 45-minute call sessions right and getting more measurement and doing those things? And then literally you keep on reviewing where the business is, particularly around the lead sources, so you can help to keep people on track. And it's that advice and it's that guidance when you stay close to your people that makes you a leader that they want to follow. I really hope you've enjoyed our Growth, Leadership and Management Tip, and we look forward to seeing you next time.